All right. On Wednesday, I talked about how the 49ers injury report did not look all that bad. After all, Christian McCaffrey was placed on injured reserve over the weekend, so he's not even listed on the 53-man roster, which, by the way, the 49ers have a 52-man roster right now. Don't expect them to make a move until Saturday at 1 p.m. That's when they have to either elevate guys from the practice squad or, they just want to wait until the last moment to kind of see exactly where they might need to go with the roster. So, anyway, on Wednesday, the only player listed was Deebo Samuel with the calf. But then Thursday rolls around, and the 49ers injury report not only consists of some players who were added, but notable players. George Kittle did not practice with a hamstring injury. Charvarius Ward did not practice with hamstring and knee issues. And then Nick Bosa was limited with a rib. So I think we can assume that Nick Bosa will play. Talanoa Hufanga has been a full go at practice, so look for him to get back in that starting role for the first time since November of 2023 as he returns from the Achilles. Kyle Shanahan went on his weekly radio show on KNBR at Tolbert and Copes, and this is what he had to say about that. He said that I'm assuming he means Kittle and Ward, could miss the game. I've got to do my coach talk now. And he said, I'm sure they'll be listed as questionable. So later on Friday, after 1 p.m., expect the 49ers to list both Kittle and Ward as questionable for this game, Deebo Samuel as out. But he said that they had good practices on Wednesday, and then they complained of some soreness after practice, and they came in Thursday morning, and they just felt like they couldn't put them out there to take the chance that they would re-injure or exacerbate that injury, and then certainly not be able to play and maybe even get knocked out a significant period of time. So, as I speak to you here on Friday morning, the key will be how those guys feel when they show up and in Santa Clara for their treatment on Friday morning, because at this point it's reasonable that one or both of those guys might not play in this game, but I think it right now doesn't sound like something serious that's going to be an issue throughout. They just want to make sure, once again, that they get this thing under control. So the way, in speaking of you know the injury designations out, doubtful, questionable. The way I always kind of look at it, I know this isn't the official NFL terms, but questionable is 50-50. Doubtful is 75%. I can't even really think of a guy who's been listed as doubtful and ends up playing, and then out is 100%. So if George Kittle isn't able to play in this game, 49ers only have two other tight ends on their 53-man roster. That's Eric Saubert and Jake Tonges. Saubert made some catches, a couple catches late in that game. So, he would be the starter. And then Jake Tonges, who earned his way onto the roster, he would be the backup. And then they'd probably bring up Braden Willis from the practice squad. The only other tight end on the practice squad they have is Mason Pline, the rookie. So look for Willis to get that call up. As far as Charvarius Ward, if he's unable to go, it would probably, obviously Diamador Lenore would start. He would move inside to nickel as he always does. And then, who would be the other starter? Would it be Renardo Green, the rookie, potentially, or Rock Ya-Sin? So it sounded to me like when the season opened that the Flares were ready to roll with Renardo Green as both the third cornerback, the first guy in off the sideline if something were to happen, and also the first nickelback if something were to happen to Diamador Lenore. So that's where the 49ers are. And the 49ers are already lacking in this game Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel. And so much of the talk going into this one is going to be about Brock Purdy. And he did address that situation of not having those two guys. And of course, if George Kittle isn't out there, then the situation becomes even more dire, I guess, without three of their really top four playmakers. The only guy who we know is going to be out there is Brandon Ayuk. So what Brock Purdy said in relation to that was that I just have to do my job. He said he just has to do his job in terms of his reads and his progressions, and nothing really changes because that's just the way he has to go about it. He says he just has to get the ball to the guy, run the offense, get the guy, ball to the open guy, the guy that the reads dictate he should get the ball to. And that's the challenge for him, is just how to continue to get better with his progressions and handling situations and being as efficient as he possibly can. That was an area that was lacking when the 49ers played the Vikings. And so that's going to be the emphasis. Is just the pre-snap reads, the post-snap reads, and then making good solid decisions as far as where to go with the football. And those were the challenges that faced the 49ers in going up against that Vikings defense, which does a lot of things, and he called it an illusion fest. Trent Williams talked about the possibility the 49ers will be playing without so many more of their top guys. We already know about Samuel and McCaffrey, but he said, hey, it's next man up. It sucks, but these guys are the best in the world, and who's going to feel sorry for us? So it's a next man up league, and that's exactly right. 49ers aren't feeling sorry for the Rams, who will be playing without a lot of their top guys, and the Rams or nobody else are going to be feeling sorry for the 49ers. And we're going to check in later. I posted my 5 49ers to watch at NBCSportsBayArea.com. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on my next post here. In the meantime, subscribe, like, comment. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys soon.